Alright, so I'm going to be commentating these world records. Got all the world records on this guy's levels. Edited this video that has all the world records in them. This is just showing that I have all of them. Okay, broads. These are broads levels. The guy that's in the chat. So the first one. Which one is this? I think this is the easier one. Easier version of Graveyard, which is going to be the last one in the video. Yeah, I checked early today and no one has taken any of them, which is good. I didn't really have to fight for them after I took them. So all these note blocks have boo rings in them, as you can see. Most of the time when you hit them, they kill you. Sometimes I can play it off. I just avoided those ones. Did slow me down a bit though. I think there are some that I purposely hit. This jump right here looks hard, but it's actually pretty easy. You just have to stand once you hit that edge, and then you hold down and right, and then press and hold the jump button, and you go in every time. That one is a little hard, but I got used to it after practicing it. I think later I use them to do some big jumps to skip a bunch of stuff. I think the boos don't hit you until they don't hit you right away, so you can go through them right after you hit the note block. So I think I got the checkpoint just so I can have a running start, or in case I die. Sometimes I died right after the checkpoint, so I didn't lose much time. I didn't die on this one, I just ran through. All this stuff looks hard, but sometimes it's a lot easier than it looks once you practice it a few times and find consistent ways to get through. I'm pressing the spin jump button to do smaller jumps. I think this is where I jump off some note blocks on purpose. I messed up at the end here one time, and I was on a good pace. Do something stupid at the end here. Well, it wasn't that bad. I should have hit the top of the pole, not landed on the tape. I didn't lose that much time. Pretty good time. I think the previous world record was a few seconds above that, so they had a pretty good run too. This one was really hard. I think most of the time save is in this very beginning. It was really hard figuring out the best way because a lot of them looked pretty similar, but only slightly different. So I tried a bunch of different things here, try to do every option optimally until I found a good one. Yeah, and the world record on this level was really tight, so I had to get it perfect. It's mostly this beginning part. The rest is mostly just hold right. So right here, what I do is, once I grab the frog, I'm gonna lower the quality. I think I'm streaming in 720p anyways. So I grab the frog and I make sure I have max speed out of the water, which is kind of tricky to do. So normally when you're running on the ground, you kind of slow down when you turn around. You don't like instantly turn around and keep your speed. But with the frog, when you're underwater, when you turn around, you don't lose any speed, you just instantly turn. So make sure I get my max speed before jumping out of the water. Yeah, thanks. I've had it for like 5 years. It's a nice mouse. It's animated too. So like when I'm over the cursor bar, it makes it's a different sprite. It's got this as well. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I just hold right, run over this water. Make sure I don't hit any of the slopes. In this slope I run down, it gains a tiny bit of speed. It's a light slope. Right here is another time save. So most of the time, this part's kind of jank. When you throw the POW on the slope, your momentum kind of stops before you slide, so which is really bad. You like completely stop and then you do the frog thing. Like, you know, when you walk with the frog, it like jumps and stops. So I had to throw the POW while in the air, and then from that slide down the slope without landing on with the normal frog movement. That was hard because there was a low ceiling, so I had to throw the POW at the right point. So if I threw it too late, I would already be on the slope. If I threw it too early, it would land. So I threw it, landed on the slope, slid down. I'm gonna try to jump at the right moment. I think I jumped a little too early. Could have saved a little bit of time if I jumped a few frames later and hit the corner. So I would get a little more speed off the slope if I stayed a little longer. I think that was maybe a few frames faster than the previous world record. 3D World ones are my favorite. So this one you have to kill all these piranhas. You get a mushroom at the beginning, which I have to use in the right spot. I don't know if I use it in the best spot, but I use it in a pretty good one. I just had to figure out each room, figure out the fastest way to kill them, and where to ground pound. So luckily that long jump worked out there. I could hit this piranha before it went up too high. A lot of the time I kill them long before where they extend. Because that one was supposed to extend to the left, I think, but I killed it while it was still going up. I do an instant wall jump off that wall to get my momentum immediately. I ground pound it and throw a shell. I think this was kind of jank, whether the shell worked. here is where I use my mushroom. I kind of jump while it's moving to the right, so I get that momentum from it moving right. And I ground pound that, jump on that twice. Here I just jump on it a bunch of times, do minimum jumps. Before I think I went backing out that Koopa and then threw it, but that was slow. This one is interesting. Grab that POW, I ignore the piranha, go back in the pipe. I did that so the piranha would go back, so I could kill it faster before it extends a bunch. Then I just found a spot where I could throw the POW and hit it like that. Just kill it quickly. And I just shoot a fireball and long jump. That reset is a pretty cool strat. A lot of the time I'll try to get something, if it's like over a minute, I'll try to get it under a minute. Stuff like that. There was one level that was a little over a minute and I couldn't get it under, so we'll see that later. So this was a pretty hold right level. Let me go back, I wasn't paying attention. So I jump up this slope. You have to jump instantly off of the slope or else you'll lose a little bit of speed. And I avoid it when I can, so right here I just jumped over the whole thing. I did a triple jump so I could get up all the way without having to worry. So I skipped the slope and I wouldn't have to worry about doing an instant jump off the slope. Recently I found that you can actually gain speed from going on these one-tile gentle slopes, but you have to do it really precisely or else you'll lose time. I don't know if I get to do it here anyways because of the Goombas. Maybe I could though. And this claw. I don't know the perfect way to get through claws, but I think you just hit the... You have to land in the left of it, don't land like on top of it. So then it kind of snaps you forward and you have to jump out of it instantly. Again, I don't know if that's the best way, but that's how I've been doing it. Here I use that slope to slide down. That's the only gentle slope, besides the one-tile ones earlier. This is the hammer suit one. Boom boom. I needed this mushroom to do something later, so it makes it a little hard to move through these tight spaces. I use boom boom a little bit to break things. I get through here. I think I broke those blocks on purpose so that when I come back here I can jump through here without hitting the ceiling. Grab this hammer, ducking through here. Kinda messed up there. I wanted to hit both blocks but I only hit one, so I improvised and did a little duck jump through. And then I rolled, because that would be faster than slowly walking onto it. Usually when you roll, you stop when you roll, so it's usually slow, but right here I hit this thing, so that instantly put me to top speed. And then slid down that slope. Break that. Then I long jump to get my momentum back. Yeah, just jump over. Yeah, I come up with with stuff like that after doing multiple playthroughs of the level. Like, I used to try to jump through there and it'd be kind of weird, so I just started breaking those blocks so I could get by it better. So this is a dark level, so I didn't want to optimize it very well. I didn't really have any strats, I just had to kind of memorize it and run through it a few times until I got a decent time. But it could be improved a lot. I just didn't want to do it because dark levels aren't really fun to speedrun for me. Probably won't have much to say about this. Yeah, it's not a bad level, it's just not the best one to speedrun. Can't grab that flag. Yeah, a lot of this stuff isn't really optimal. I just played through it like maybe 10 times and tried to get a good time. I screwed up there. I accidentally killed one of the bombs. Just lost a little bit of time. Took damage on purpose. Just so I could fit through there better. I tried to do an instant wall jump with the pipe, but I think I accidentally pressed right before the flag, so it wasn't that fast. So this is an interesting strat at the beginning here. I instantly long jump to the side of this block to get the cannon box, and then I just jump and get it. That's the fastest way to grab that, which I think was an interesting strat, instead of hitting it from the bottom and grabbing it. This one was pretty cool to speedrun. To make sure I kept running. Tried not to slow down when shooting stuff. So I had to turn back here to shoot this. So I tried to turn back and turn back to the right really fast, so I didn't lose my speed very much. I just slide down that slope to gain a little speed at the end. Before I actually went the bottom route. I don't really remember what went on there. This is an interesting one. I had to play this one a lot to figure out the strats, where to throw these boxes. So right here, I'm gonna wall jump off this box, so I had to let go of the run button so that I wouldn't grab the box. So after I trolled up, I wasn't holding the run button right here. So the reason I paused is I wanted to grab the run button again so I could run. But when you have the hammer suit, you'll swing the hammer by pressing the run button. But if you pause, you can start holding the run button without swinging the hammer. So that's what I did here. I had to practice this a lot to actually get it. I actually remade this section in the editor and practice how I wanted to jump so that I could actually go on the wall. Because most of the time when you hit the wall, you don't go in the gap, you just fall straight down. You break the wall and fall straight down, so I had to figure out the perfect spot to jump and where to swing at. think I just paused here to think, because I hadn't made it to this section before at this point. And there's these brick blocks. I think I jump up there. Yeah. There was a whole subworld section that I skipped by breaking through that wall. I'll use that pause trick later in the runs too. Oh, so this was in another level made for speedrunning. At first, all of the routes seemed pretty similar in the time, so it was hard to figure out. But once I found one trick later, I found that was definitely the fastest one. So, yeah, right there, I ran on this conveyor for as long as possible, and then jumped right into this pipe. So I think when you're first running, you don't want to slide on these slopes. You just want to run until a certain point. So I just ran down this first one, and then slid down these other ones. You don't want to slide on these steep ones, only the gentle ones. Yeah, all the routes seem similar until I found out a special strat that'll make this one actually faster. Slide down these slopes. Avoid those steep slopes. And like I said earlier, you can save some time on these ones, but it's usually not worth it, because if you do it wrong, it'll lose time. So the reason I didn't slide down this one is I was setting up a triple jump. So you can see this is the second part of the triple jump. Then I have to land on the very left edge so that I can get a perfect triple jump. And I go right up there without having to long jump. So this was the big time save that made this route faster. I was able to get that jump and just completely hold right here without having to, because this wall jump would have lost time. No, not frame perfect, it maybe like 5 frames, I don't know. I slid down there, tried to jump at the perfect time to go in that pipe. And here, like I said earlier, you want to walk down when you're accelerating. So I only started sliding like right there. I don't know if that's the perfect place to slide, but it seemed pretty good. Then at the end, you just slide into the flag. This one is super optimized. I played it over and over, and I couldn't improve this, so I feel like that was pretty good. And by the way, in 3D World, kind of want to walk a little bit and then long jump, like at that point. If you long jump too early, you'll get a weak long jump that only jumps a short distance, and it's not fast. So you want to run a little bit before long jumping. And that gets you to max speed. Once you're at max speed, you want to keep jumping so you keep your speed, because when you run on the ground, you don't go at max speed until you get the boost. You are at max speed when you get the boost, but to get the boost you have to kind of slow down. Yeah, Terry, I'm talking on my stream for once. And hey, you do want to slide down these slopes in 3D World as well, and jump out of them. And I had to kind of fall through here optimally. Full jump, I think that's the fastest way to get up here. And I landed there. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I think before I was jumping all the way down here. And when you fall from a really tall height, you'll do a kind of superhero landing where you'll stop and they'll be like, wahoo. So stop that, you want to twirl at the very bottom of the jump because when you twirl, you don't do the superhero landing. That stops your momentum. But I guess I didn't do that here. I just jumped off the slope instead. Yeah, slopes are really good for speed runs. They add some good time saves to make it so it's not super simple. Try to hit this as early as possible so I can get that speed boost as soon as possible. And I ran off it. I didn't want to jump off it because then I had the speed for less time. So by running off the edge, I get the speed for as long as possible. Yeah, wall jumped off this block to get up here as fast as possible. Jumped on here. I don't know if... Yeah, this twirl definitely wasn't the fastest thing, but that's just what I did. Probably run and get up there faster just by doing a normal jump. I looked around everywhere to try to get through this wall somehow, but there's no power-ups or anything I could use, unfortunately. So yeah, if I had a Koopa shell, I could easily get through there. There was nothing anywhere I could use. Oh yeah, I forgot about this section. Yeah, couldn't break it like the other one earlier. I think I do some interesting things here. Okay, so right here, it probably looks like nothing, but see, I'm facing to the left here, but before I jump, I turn to the right and jump. And the reason I do this is because of the boos. I think there's a boo to the left somewhere here, and I want the boo to move kind of to the right. So I want to look away from it so that it's moving to the right. And I do that while I'm in the air. So this boo right here, because the boo is kind of like right here. And I wanted it to move a little bit so I could get through this gap right here. Yeah, I'm going to save it. I'm actually recording it in higher quality, so I'll upload it to my YouTube later. Yeah, so if I didn't turn to the right there while in the air, the boo would be like right here, and I couldn't really get through, so I had to move him. I fit through that gap. Wall jump. This part was a little hard to optimize. So right here, I jump in this little gap, wall jump off that wall to get my speed. Wall jump again to get my speed back. And I long jumped right here to just get through there. That wasn't a speed strat, that wasn't optimal or anything, I was just doing that. Just kind of playing this last part safe, just to not hit these boos, because I didn't really practice this part. Here, just run off. I think I tried rolling there, but that shot me past the flag, so wasn't really good. And I don't think you want to instant wall jump off the pipe, because you won't fall as fast. So here's one of the, is this SMB2 flower? For these levels I had to find the perfect spots to shoot the balls. And I think the trajectory of the balls changes depending on your speed, so it was pretty difficult to figure out all the spots to shoot them. You had to be at a certain speed every time so that you don't miss. You do some turnbacks to shoot backwards. So I lined that one up. Hit this coin up here. And you can't have two balls out at once, so I had to wait for this one to disappear. But that gave me time to line it up, so I just spam it until it shoots. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. This was a really hard strat, so I ran back here so I could get some speed. Jumped up here. Jumped in this gap. And here's the really hard part. I had to jump on the very edge so that I didn't hit the ceilings here and fall down. So you jump at the very edge. I think that was actually, yeah, that's a corner boost right there. See how it kind of pushes me forward a little bit. I hit that corner. And then this is a controlled jump, which is really hard to do. It's not a full jump. So I had to press it for a very certain amount of time so that I would fit in this gap. And then I jumped there. I meant to jump up here, but I kind of missed. So whenever I missed that, I just went to the right here. It'd be faster to go over, but when I missed it, I didn't really want to turn back. I attempted to do a corner boost there, but I don't think I got it. So I think I would have tried to get under 20 seconds, but I think this would be hard to save because it was already pretty optimal. I'd probably have to do some big stuff to save that time. And I hated doing that crouch jump at the end, so I didn't want to try to optimize it too much. This one's not really optimal. I didn't make a perfect route or anything. I just kind of played it a few times until I got a good time. So you have to grab every one of these coins. I'm gonna speed it up because I don't have much to say about it. Oh, right there. That was a pretty cool level. You could probably be a good level to compete for a world record, since there's a bunch of different routes you could do. The speed up and rewind buttons, you hold shift and then you click the period or the comma. And when you're not holding shift, you can also press those buttons to go frame by frame. Pretty useful. And this level is a vertical level, which isn't my favorite to speedrun, but it was something different, so that was cool. Kind of just have to try to long jump and go up as fast as possible. It's not my specialty. Probably save a lot of time on this if you tried. I think I practiced this a few times to make sure I don't like wall jump into this corner right here. A little slide at the end to save some time. I don't think I spent a lot of time getting this world record. This one was actually pretty cool to route. I actually went into the... Actually, just a second. I'm going to switch and show you something. Show you what I did to route this level. I don't know why I can't see the thumbnails. This one. So what I did to route this level is I clicked on more info. I took a screenshot of this once it loads. Yeah, this one was actually a pretty fun level to speedrun, even though it looks like a bunch of random stuff. So yeah, this is the level. I can see the whole level in this preview, so I took a screenshot of this, then I put it in Photoshop, and I drew over it with the paintbrush tool to try to find the perfect route. Yeah, so I actually drew it. I don't know if it was perfect, but I found a pretty good route to get the coins. Switch back. So I got that 10 coin. I don't think I got every 10 coin in the level, but I got a lot of them. So my main goal when routing it was to make sure I'm moving right a lot of the time. Try not to turn back too much, except I did turn back there to get the 10 coin. Because the 10 coin is... Obviously it's good, it's fast 10 coins, instead of getting them individually. And right here I wall jump there to get that. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn off my switch. I'm not wearing my headphones right now, so yeah, tell me if there's any audio issues. So yeah, that one probably didn't look very interesting, but it was really fun to speedrun. I did have to play it a lot of times to figure out the route and stuff. I did have to improvise a lot too. I got it under 40 seconds, barely. So this is a really short level. I just had to basically do everything perfectly. Hit that block on the left side. Do a small jump onto it. I don't go too far to the left, I land on the very right side of the block. You have to shoot fireballs to kill all these Koopas. Jump on the spine. Kinda had to wait for the vine to go up. And then I wall jump off this part of the wall as soon as possible to get my max speed. And just run off there. Yeah, it was actually pretty easy to get the world record, but it was very optimized. Since it's so short, it wasn't too hard. So here's another fun one. I really like 3D World. So I did the long jump there. And I ignore this because I'll get another hammer naturally later. So I didn't slow down to get that. I walk off there, then long jump to get my speed. Let's see, I get this hammer here. Without slowing down. I think I could have saved a lot of time on this level by doing mid-air box jumps, but I'm bad at mid-airs, so I didn't do them. I jumped up here. Well, I jumped off there. Ground pound to not hit this spike and land on this edge. Throw some boxes so I can get over these piranhas without taking damage. I just grab one of these boxes and use that instead of spawning one. And like the other level earlier with the piranha plants, I just kind of had to figure out the right spot and right time to throw these boxes so that I could jump on them. Kind of had to wait for the piranha plant. But right here, instead of going this way, I just jump on this wall jump up here. I pull out a box here because I need to make a tower for this skip. I think there's a bunch of stuff on the left side over here that you have to go around and then go this way, but I just skip right up, straight up here by building a little tower. There's a piranha directly above me that isn't spawned yet, so I'm trying not to jump too high and spawn it too early. Right here's why I spawn it on purpose. It's right on this block, so that starts coming. I spin jump, and that's why I don't want to do it too early, because it'll go around here and then I can't get up, so I have to wait. So I have to make sure I jump on it right here. Yeah, I made some little mistakes, but it doesn't matter much. You could probably save like 30 seconds on this level by doing mid-airs, so I don't think I did any at all. I did a long jump there to get max speed. So this is an example of where you could do a mid-air. Instead of doing this stack thing, you could just grab that box and jump up there. So I just stacked it right there on the left of this box so I could get a running jump and just jump over it. I drop one there so I could get the height to run up here. I think that piranha plant comes up and you're supposed to jump off that, but I just used a box. Might have been faster to jump up here, but I don't know. Actually, I think I tried that and you kind of jump here, then here, and there, so it's not really faster. So right here, I don't hold the jump button, the run button here, because I don't want to grab this box. So moment I hit the side of the box, so I just stop. And I do a twirl up here. It's kind of precise to do it. Alright, here's that pause technique again, where since I wasn't holding the run button when I twirled up here, and I wanted to grab it again so I could pick up these boxes, but I don't want to swing my hammer. So that's why I pause, so I can start holding the run button without swinging the hammer. And I have to do that every time, because you have to let go of run to drop the box. And then you have to hold it again to grab the box. So I have to pause so that I don't swing my hammer when I do that. And I make a little leaning tower here. This was a really fun level to run. So yeah, I think that's how many boxes I need. And I do some tech here, where if you duck jump, then you kind of see I don't enter the pipe here. I hit the ceiling, and I do a ground pound cancel and hold up, which that unducks me so that my hitbox goes into the pipe. That's something you see a lot in new soup levels. You can do it in 3D World too. I don't know if I explained that well, but hopefully it made sense. Yeah, right here's another spot where you could do a mid-air to save some time, but I just stacked a couple boxes, then spawn jump up there. Let's see. What did I do at the end there? I think I long jumped. It might have been faster to roll at the end. Doesn't make much of a difference though. It's a pretty good time. I think the previous world record was maybe like 3 minutes, so I saved a bunch of time. I think this is a maze level that I had to memorize. It's pretty cool. There's a few levels like this. I think there's 3 levels like this. So I played it a few times to figure out the best route. So right here, I jump around this corner. And normally you don't want to run on these 45-degree slopes, but when you're accelerating you do want to run down them so you can reach max speed faster. Did it again there. I could have saved time right here by I like jumped perfectly across this corner and landed down there, but I didn't do that. Doesn't save much time anyways. And making sure to enter the doors on the as soon as possible. I had to memorize this because it's dark, and there's a hidden block here. Tower of hidden blocks that you just have to jump up. And then yeah, you want to hit that. You want to hit the tape instead of hitting like the other part of the goal, because the tape sticks out to the left a bit more, so it saves a bit of time to hit the tape. But yeah, this is the level I actually had to make a map for. I'm not gonna explain it entirely, but kind of just had to write down what's in every room and then kind of try different doors and stuff to see what leads to what. And then I could draw the route, find the perfect way to go. And the colors are color coordinated, so like this blue and this blue goes to each other. This blue pipe goes to this blue pipe. This green door goes to this green door. What inspired me to world record them all? Well, I just like getting world records. I was kind of looking at your profile and I thought maybe I could do a sweep and get all of them. So I just did it. Try to do that for other profiles, but most of the time people try to optimize levels, so like there's a lot of levels that are just hold right and you can't improve them at all. That kind of discourages me from getting from sweeping a lot of profiles. If I just see one level that's impossible to get. So this is another maze level. I don't think I drew a map for this one. I just kind of figured it out by playing it. Trying to remember where to go. Right here. That was a really good time save. I duck jumped perfectly, so I didn't hit the wall and lose any momentum. Yeah, there's one level, one of the last levels you uploaded, that looked like just a hold right level, and I thought I had to corner boost like 3 times to optimize it, but you'll see later. I had to do something. Yeah, this is pretty similar to the last level. I'm just going indoors and stuff. Oh, this was interesting. So You have to activate this P-switch, and then the way I activated the P-switch without slowing down is I jumped right here and I threw the P-switch up into the thwomp that's up there. So the thwomp hit the P-switch. And yeah, when you do that in the air, you don't lose any speed. That's not the only way you could have done it. I could have also just jumped and thrown the P-switch and then ran and landed on it. Either way, it wouldn't matter, as long as you don't slow down. Do a little turn there. Try not to hit this wall right here and slow down. And just land on the top of it. I'm a big fan of these maze levels. Even they're not always the best speedrun levels, but I just like playing them and figuring them out. So this was a mini speedrun level. It was really fun to do. I had to make some mini optimizations and try to figure out which route to go. So yeah, that was it. Really short, but took some time to figure out the most optimal way. I think there's a star in here, maybe. In one of these blocks there's a star, but it doesn't save any time because you have to slow down to jump and grab the star. And you're kind of swinging around and not really running left and right too much, so the star doesn't save a lot of time. I did try a route where I grabbed the star, but it wasn't worth it, just because you had to hit the block and then grab it, which didn't save enough time. So let's analyze this frame by frame. Run off here. I do a turnaround so I don't hit this wall. I think if you just hold right, you'll hit that wall and slow down, which you don't want to do. So grab that coin. I twirled so I actually get the coin. Hit the wall. Just walk into this claw and immediately jump out. Land on this edge, jump, and then immediately wall jump off that wall. I tried a few different things after going this claw. I tried wall jumping off here. That wasn't optimal because when you hit this claw, you kind of move to the right. So I just immediately jumped out. It looks kind of slow since I hit the wall, but that's really the only way to do it. And just run to the right. Under 5 seconds, barely, which was really good. This one. This is another one where you have to grab coins. You don't have to grab all of them, just 35. So you can skip a lot of them, so some interesting strats to figure out which ones you want to get and which ones you want to skip. So there's a hidden coin. So I hit this block in the middle so I get both of those coins at the same time. You notice I don't get the coins right away. Since they're still popping out of the block, you don't get them until like a second later. Did an edge jump right here to get those 3 coins. Again, the goal right here is to get coins, but try not to slow down very much. You just want to keep holding to the right most of the time. So I think usually I try to hit the middle, but I just missed here. So I hit this vine, hit this block, and grab the star. Then star is definitely worth it, since you have to wait for that vine to go up anyways. Might as well grab the star. Then right here, I don't know if I did this optimally, but try to grab as many of those as I can with a controlled jump. Get the 10 coin. That gets me all the coins. Then I had to try to memorize where to land on here, because these are pits and you just die if you don't land on them perfectly. It was kind of hard, the ending. And that's definitely not optimal. You could maybe get under 20 seconds, but it's pretty hard to figure out what's the best route there. Spent a lot of time on this one. So, well, then I need to drink some water. Okay, so apparently my shortcut to mute my mic is the 0 key on the number pad. But the 0 key also reset the video to 0, so I guess I'll have to manually mute. So right here, there's a ceiling right here, so I had to jump around this block perfectly. I did a triple jump here, and I purposely hit this block so that I jump straight up and I can get the wall jump off here. And I triple jumped so I could get better height, otherwise I wouldn't be able to jump off this. I did some wall jumps back and forth to get up here. Ground pound, that block, that Koopa shell. I think this part was kind of jank sometimes. The Koopa shell went. And I wasn't always able to jump right here and hit it. So I just go in that pipe. Do an instant wall jump off here to get max speed. I think there's a star up there, but it's not worth it to go up and get it. Right here I just tried to do really small jumps. And these conveyors are going backwards, so you want to jump immediately off of them, or else you lose your speed, which is really bad. So I had to perfectly jump every time I hit the conveyor. I do really small taps on the right trigger to do a small spin jumps and not hit this thwomp, and also to avoid hitting these walls, because that would stop my momentum. I messed up a lot here when doing runs. Since I was going so fast, I outran the thwomp, and if I didn't outrun the thwomp would kill all these blocks. So it's important to outrun it so you can hit this Koopa. This level is really cool for speedrunning because it has a lot of different routes. Right here, you use the Koopa to just get through the wall. You don't have to go up and down through these. I think I spin jumped on it to kill it. And ground pound there, since it's a long way down, so it's faster to ground pound. I don't know if I did these parts optimally, but hit the switch so that you get speed off these conveyors correctly. Right here I made sure I tried to stay in the air for a really long time to keep my speed, because once you touch the ground, you lose your speed from the conveyor. So I purposely jumped off these because that doesn't count and you don't lose your speed, so you're still in the air and you still have the speed from the conveyor. So I lose it right there once I touch the ground. That checkpoint was nice because I could practice this section. I try to kill this Boom Boom, hit him as soon as possible. I died a few times from jumping on him too early and dying. Here I wall jump off here. So this is a part where I messed up a lot. So I did a triple jump there. So I hit this block on the right. And then did a triple jump. It's important not to go in this area on accident. I do the triple jump and jump on the Koopa, hit him. That saves a lot of time because there's kind of a maze right here that you have to go through if you don't hit the Koopa. And just do small spin jumps there to get through. I think I spent a few hours on this one. Spent a lot of time trying to get it under 1 minute. So this one is probably the most optimized one, not by me. I mean, this is the hardest one to save time on because I could only save a few milliseconds since the previous world record was so optimized more than any other level I played on here. So I just had to kind of slide on these slopes as optimally as possible. Jump at the right time here to get over this Koopa. It was really hard to do this jump because you don't want to jump over the Koopa, but you also don't want to jump too high or else you'll fall down here, which you don't want to do. You want to land right on this edge. And then slide on this slope. Did I duck jump there? I think I actually had to duck. I think if I didn't duck, then I would just die from the thwomp. But I jumped right after the duck so I could keep my speed. This part was hard to do perfectly because you have to kind of let go of the D-pad when you hit the spring. Because the spring puts you at max speed and you don't want to be holding right. Because if you're holding right here, after you hit the spring, you lose a tiny bit of time. So you want to be neutral on the controller, so you just let the spring change your momentum. And you just have to press right before you land. Do some optimal slides on these slopes. Go in the door as soon as possible. And then I think I made this in editor to test when's the right spot to slide. So I slid like right here. And I think that wasn't optimal actually. I could have jumped a little bit later and saved a tiny bit of time, I think, by hitting the corner better. But yeah, I don't think I even saved a frame on this one. It was literally a few milliseconds that I saved. Alright, I think this was a pretty hard one. I don't know if I'm thinking of the right one yet, but I grab this propeller. Kind of fall slow when you're falling from the propeller, so I jumped on the bonsai bill on purpose so I could go back to normal speed, not fluttering down with the propeller. I think before, there's a Goomba mask down here that you're supposed to get. That's kind of the whole point of the level of this part. You're supposed to get the Goomba mask and avoid the enemies ahead. But it saves time to skip this which makes it a lot harder, because the level is designed for you to have the Goomba mask. So right here, if you had the Goomba mask, all these enemies wouldn't be shooting at you and stuff. I think I basically had to take damage here. The rest of the way, how to do it without any power up. Using long jumps here to get speed when I turn around. And there's a lot of RNG too, which was annoying. These fire bros and stuff. Especially right here. Because it's hard because you have to stand still in order to drop the donuts fast. There's fireballs shooting at you and they're RNG. Yeah, I rolled as soon as I could just to drop down here faster. I pause buffered a lot to see where the fireballs were and react to them. Because you can actually duck under them if you're in the right spot. I don't think I had to duck under any there. So, interesting way to get through this section. I long jumped over this cloud. Spun jump up there. You had to do this really fast because you see this platform is moving down, and if I did it any later I wouldn't be able to get the height up here. So I had to do that really fast, and then see I barely got the height. If I jumped on it while I was down there, I wouldn't be able to get up there. Do some long jumps. Yeah, I jumped, hit that bullet, and then ran under this one. I long jumped and landed right here, which wasn't the best, because slow down from walking up this slope, but so yeah, since I lost speed from this slope right here, I rolled once I got into the flat part, just rolled right into the pipe. And usually they took me maybe an hour or less, but some of them, like this one probably took me like 3 hours. Since I spent so long trying to get under 1 minute. I'll go back later and talk about some stuff, but yeah, I grabbed this bullet, just fly through, hit the block with it. And grab the flag. So the time on this one is like 101.5, and I spent a lot of time trying to get under 1 minute, but eventually I figured I couldn't really do it without doing some really hard stuff, and most of that hard stuff that saves a second and a half comes from this part right here. So what you would want to do is instantly wall jump off this. You don't grab the bullet, then you'll land right here and grab this box so that you can use the box to midair later. There's a section right here you can just run through, and you'd want to do a midair on the box right here and just jump up there. I think that would save a second and a half and you would be able to get under 1 minute, but I didn't do that because I'm bad at midairs. You also had to do the whole level before that with the RNG Fire Bros just to get to this part, so didn't want to do that. But it is possible to get under 1 minute. Looks like a hold right. Just holding right here. I don't think there's any slopes for me to run down. Oh, so this is the level. So this is the level that I thought was a hold right. And I spent like an hour and a half just trying to get corner boosts on blocks like this one. There's like maybe 4 blocks in the level where you can corner boost off of, and I was trying to do that to try to beat the world record. But eventually I decided to look around, and I already looked around when I first started playing the level, but I didn't check all these brick blocks. I just checked like the question mark blocks, but yeah, after like an hour and a half of trying to corner boost, I checked these blocks and found there's a star in here, in this brick block. So once I found that, I was able to figure out the fastest way to get it. At first I tried hitting it from the bottom, and then I think I ran over here and got it when it bounced this way. But I figured the fastest way to do it was to ground pound. I tried to optimize it really well, since I was worried that someone might be able to take this world record, so I try to optimize it as much as possible. So I hit that, tried to do it as early as possible, and then jump to cancel the ground pound animation and just get the star. Just run to the right. Yeah, the hardest part was doing this part as optimally as possible. I think I tried to figure out some way to like jump on these clouds and get some momentum, but the problem is they're going left when they come on screen. So if they were floating to the right, you could jump on them and get some speed in the air. You see they're going to the left once you pass them. Yeah, so that's why you should check every block early on. And I got under 20 seconds, which was pretty cool. It's a fun 3D World 1. I think I did some super jumps just for no reason. Like, I think you could have just spin jumped on all of these, but I was just super jumping for fun. I have a macro on my controller, which is, so you can basically program a button to do a certain string of inputs. So that's how I easily did the super jump. Which is basically a glitch in an earlier version of the game, where you could jump a little higher than a spin jump. I ground pounded there to get speed from the slope. Going on these conveyors. Pointless super jumps. Skip this section by jumping up here. Long jump to get my speed back. Trying to avoid those slopes as much as possible. Yeah, this is an old level, which is why the super jump still works. Under 30 seconds. What is this one? Oh. Is this the underwater one? Yeah. So I didn't optimize this one very much. I'm just gonna speed through it. So I just kind of played a few times until I got it pretty good. I didn't want to try to optimize a dark underwater level. Missed the pipe there. Yeah, not very optimal. I did kind of optimize the above ground sections. No, I don't think I skipped anything here. I think I do purposely take damage so I can fit in a gap at the end of the level. I think I messed up, but I didn't take damage early on the... I should have took damage on the way, but kind of had to slow down and take damage from this boo, and then go through the pipe. And the reason I want to be small is so I can go through here fast. Get the tape at the end. That was 141. This is a fun one. A spin jump right here, and I barely make that wall jump up there. I always do long jumps to get my speed up to max speed. Gentle slope I can slide down there. Right here. Yeah, that one didn't look like much, but that was fun. I always like 3D World levels. And I don't think it's possible to get under 20. Since that wasn't like perfect, but I don't think you could save 0.8 seconds there. Oh, this was a hard one. Spent probably 3 hours on this. Basically tried to break the walls as soon as possible to get the auto scroll going. There's a lot of waiting in this level. Let me go back. So do some cheese by bringing bombs from the previous section. So right here, there's some bombs up here somewhere that you're supposed to get, but instead I take this one from the previous section and just throw it at this wall. I do that a few times, I think. Ignore that checkpoint, because it's a speed run. So, I did that on purpose. I just jumped up here to scroll the screen so that this pipe spawns a bomb. And I wait until it spawns 2 bombs until I drop down, because I want the 2 bombs. Kill this hammer row while I wait. So now that I have 2 bombs, I can skip this section. Kill that mole while I wait for the... Well, I think I just kill it to get it out of the way. And then use that thwomp to get up. Guess I break that for some reason. I don't really remember. So yeah, I guess I wanted the bomb to drop down before I grabbed it. Then I threw it at the right spot, so I made sure I threw it so that it goes farther enough, but I also didn't want to stand under the thwomp. So in this one, I barely dodged it. There's a conveyor down there, so I had to throw it at the right time. So I guess you're supposed to have a cape here, but you can make this jump if you... It is a really hard jump. You have to jump perfectly on the edge. Otherwise you'll miss it. Drop that bomb down there. Blow up that so I can get the star. I think I purposely got small. I drop another bomb. Can't hit the bomb because I have a star, so I have to wait a little bit. And I just win. So yeah, that one took a long time because there's a lot of waiting. It's a long level and I died a lot. The end was pretty hard, so I died a lot at the end too. What was the time there? Under 2 minutes, pretty good. This one when I first saw this one, I thought it was going to be really hard, but I did this in like 10 minutes from starting the level. I just kind of found a quick way to do it. Yeah, it looks really RNG, but since it's so short, it's not really much RNG. Even though it looks like it. You can kind of see the pattern once you play it a couple times. And then yeah, I just got lucky, fit perfectly through the hole. Make sure I control my momentum here so I don't hit this block. Just fall straight in there. Pretty satisfying. I think the previous one was probably 8 seconds, maybe more than 10 seconds, I don't even remember. Oh, this is a vertical one. A lot of cool stuff I did here. So yeah, I wall jumped off this and twirled and barely reached this. And when I hit this block, I make sure I stop my momentum by hitting the brick block when it dips down, so that I can turn around, get that wall jump. Okay, so do a triple jump here. And the third part of the triple jump, I hit this block so that my momentum stops and I jump straight up, so I can get right up there. Skip all that by wall jumping. Pretty good. Right here I jump to avoid the slope and grab this propeller. I dip down and do the propeller. I didn't do it early because then it'd be slow falling down with the propeller, so I did it pretty low. I land quickly after propelling up, and then I do an instant wall jump to go to the left. Another one here. Try to do perfect jumps on that slope. Not super optimal, but it's pretty fun. Oh, this one. I like this one. So mostly hold right here. I slide on this slope right here to get through that pokey. Slide on that slope to hit the thwomp. I think I could have just ran past the thwomp, but it's kind of RNG, so to be safe, I just slid on this slope and hit it. Yeah, so that's the point of the level. You kind of go to the right, and then you go back up, and you have to go over the top of the level to the very left and grab a pea balloon, I think, or a cape. I don't know, because I never actually got it. I kind of skipped the whole point of the level. So when Magic Koopas shoot these yellow blocks, there's a small chance that it can spawn a cape. So you see right here, I got a cape on the first try. And just jump up here and fly to the end. So yeah, that took quite a few tries because, you know, the RNG with the Magic Koopa. Most of the time you had to hit the block and it wasn't the right item, so I just lost. And yeah, I got that one under 30 seconds. So I think this is the first one I did. I duck jumped, got through here. That Koopa pretty optimally. Jump on those Goombas. Take damage on purpose because I can just get this other one. I didn't waste time hitting all these bombs, I only hit every other one. That's all I needed. I could just duck jump through these blocks that I didn't blow up. And just damage boost through everything because I can get another power up. And right here there's a bunch of hidden blocks. So that's why I move the way I do here, to avoid hitting the blocks. I think they have boo rings in them, so I don't want to hit them. That's why I ran up the slope, because I didn't want to jump and hit the blocks. And yeah, I guess there wasn't blocks there, so that's why I duck jumped right there and then just landed through this gap. Kind of had to slow down here to kill these and not take damage, because you can't take damage here or else you're screwed. So yeah, I shoot at that spot to get this coin, and since it was off screen, I had to jump up here to quickly scroll up so it would actually collect it. Because if it's off screen, the ball just disappears. And I shooting at that one. And I jump and shoot at a certain time to get this one down here. I collect this one with my body. Go in the key door. Just run right at the end here. That was the first one I played and got world record on. Well, not the first one I played, but yeah, pretty good. Oh, this was really fun, the low gravity one. There's a lot of different mechanics in low gravity with speed. Because when you're in the air in low gravity, you're kind of slow. So it makes things interesting because usually you want to run on the ground as much as possible. I think I took damage on purpose, I don't know. Yeah, I land on that slope, get the momentum from it. I think it's faster to run up slopes than to jump in low grav. Since, like I said, when you're in the air in low grav, you're slow. So you want to run on the ground. Sliding on gentle slopes is still fast. And then I just hold down here, and I keep the slide into the air and kill all those Koopas. So right here I spin jump off the conveyor. I like that you put conveyors in this level because it makes it so you get some good speed in the air when you jump off of them. So it's not super slow in the air. So I cancel the slide there and just run across here and then spin jump over this guy. We'll jump with that to get up here. And I ground pounded onto this spring so I could jump up here. Because otherwise I would need to wall jump and kind of twirl up there. Or just jump on the spring, but it's faster to ground pound. Yeah, it was faster to just run across the ground here instead of going up here. It's usually bad to be in the air. A lot faster to run on the ground, especially with these conveyors that speed you up. So this is the mini version of Graveyard, where you have to avoid these note blocks that have boo rings in them. And it was really fun to do. This one took me about an hour. Did it really optimally. Slide there, and then hit the tape. Yeah, this is a really fun one to do. I guess we're at the last level. This is called Graveyard 2. This is the level that I found this creator from. So yeah, it's dark, and there's those yellow blocks that you can use to light up the room, but for the speedrun I try to skip them when I can, just so I don't slow down to hit them. I just try to memorize where I'm supposed to jump. Yeah, this is a really hard and long level, so probably spent around 20 hours on it. That's including the first time I played it and the speedruns. So total, like, probably 20 hours. So I grab this POW. I just jump off that block to get up there. And these note block hit block boxes are pretty big, so it's hard to avoid them. To be really precise, but I had to practice it a lot. Yeah, I mean, usually I don't like speedrunning dark levels, but this one was fine. Yeah, so I still had the POW here from the beginning. And I use it right here to skip this section instead of going around here. Might be a better spot to use it, but I just used it right here. I think I messed up a lot here and hit this note block, but this one doesn't kill you every time. You just lose a little bit of time by having to avoid the booze if you hit it. And then I use this one to just jump off here and skip that little section. Use the light here because this section is kind of difficult to do with the lights off. I jump right here, and then I jump right here just because I don't want to fall in the pit, and if you try to turn back to the right, you'll probably hit this block, so that's why I just jump up here just to be safe. And grab that cape and fall down. Use the light here. Probably didn't need to use the light, but just hit it on the way. I do this part pretty fast. I think I hit this one to jump over everything because I think it despawns since you move far enough to the right. It goes far enough off screen that it just despawns. Can you hear my cat? I don't think so. So my cat's meowing at my door. Use the light here just to make sure I jump on the block. I think this one despawns too, so I jump over it to save a lot of time here instead of waiting on the skull platform. I think I also do it here. Oh, no, I don't jump off the block, but I do a little jump, early jump, instead of waiting on the skull platform. Could have saved some time there by jumping off the platform early, but I wanted it to be safe because that section is kind of hard. This is a tough section. I had to practice it a lot. Jumping in this gap is really hard. This is where I died a lot because I didn't jump in the gap perfectly and died from the booze. And this part is an easy part. Just run left and right. I think this was pretty easy after I practiced it a bit. And the ending. Nice. Yeah, so that's the end. 250. Really good time for that level. I think I'm the only one who's cleared it so far. I think I have like 4 clears on it from trying to get world record. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I had a lot of fun getting all these world records. I think I finished getting all of them a few months ago and nobody's taken any of them yet, so maybe some people will try to take them after seeing the stream or the video. Thanks to B-Rods for making the levels. A lot of fun to run. I'm not playing much Mario Maker right now. I'm playing other games. Right now I'm playing Age of Calamity. Playing Animal Crossing every day. Also playing Fall Guys a little bit, like I always do. Yeah, I will play some more Mario Maker. Trying to get, I want to do more sweeps like this where I get world record on every level from a creator. It's hard to find good creators that have fun levels, but also levels that aren't perfectly optimized by other people. Yeah, in terms of recognition, I don't know. I don't think people are really gonna want to watch an hour-long video of world records, but they do watch it. I hope they enjoy it. I'm not really doing it for the views or anything. I'm just having fun. You're not a good. Well, even if the levels are badly designed, they might still be fun to speedrun, even if they're bad. That's what I like about speedrunning in Mario Maker. Like even just playing easy endless, there's most of the levels are bad, but they're fun to speedrun, even if they're bad. Yeah, I tried to get a few world records on Terry's levels. I might do some more of those, but I'm not gonna be able to get everyone since there's this guy Shadow Chimera that's optimized him really good. He's a good player. So I'm not going to be able to take all of them from Terry. Okay, I think my bitrate is dying. I guess I should end the stream. But yeah, thanks for watching, anyone who's still here. Bye.